Hello, my name is Kelly and today I will explain you about changes in demand. To be more specific, these are topics which I will talk about. Firstly, changes in demand means shifts in the demand curve. This table is about demand for ice cream in a period of hot weather. If you look at this table, you can see an increase in demand for ice cream in a period of hot weather. The hot weather would make people to buy more ice creams. So like this, not only a change in the price of a product influence on demand, but also a range of causes influence on demand even if price is unchanged. So if you look at this graph, you can see an increase in demand. An increase in demand means a rise in demand at any given price, causing the demand curve to shift to the right. And if you look at this graph, you can see a decrease in demand. A decrease in demand means a fall in demand at any given price, causing the demand curve to shift to the left. For example, in a period of cold weather, people tend to demand less ice cream than in a period of hot weather, so there will be a decrease in demand. Now, let's see the causes of changes in demand. Changes in disposable income, changes in the price of related products, advertising, changes in population, and changes in taste and fashions are the causes of changes in demand. Firstly, changes in disposable income affect the changes in demand. Disposable income means income after income tax and national insurance contributions have deducted. For most of the products, if there is an increase in disposable income, it will result in an increase in demand. We call them as normal goods. But for a few products, if there is an increase in disposable income, it will result in a decrease in demand, and they are called inferior goods. So normal good is a product whose demand increases when income increases and decreases when income falls, and inferior good is a product whose demand decreases when income increases and increases when income falls. For example, new car is a normal good and used car is an inferior good because if there is an increase in disposable income, people will tend to buy new car instead of used car, but if there is a decrease in disposable income, people will tend to buy used car instead of new car. Secondly, changes in the price of related products affect the changes in demand. If the price of a substitute rises, there will be an increase in demand. Substitute means a product that can be used in a place of another. So for example, margarine and butter is a relationship of substitute because if butter's price goes up, people will not buy it, and instead of butter, they will tend to buy another thing like margarine, so demand for margarine will increase. And if the price of a complement rises, there will be a decrease in demand. Complements means a product that is used together with another product. For example, CD and CD player is a relationship of complement because if CD's price goes up, demand for CD will be decreased, and then demand for CD player will also be decreased because we use CD and CD player together. And therefore, substitute and complement affect the changes in demand. So here is another example of substitute and complement. It is a change in the market for coffee. If you see this graph, there is an increase in demand. We can guess that it is because of a rise in the price of tea, because if there is a rise in the price of tea, people will not want to buy tea and they will buy more coffee instead of tea. So this is another example of substitute. Advertising and population also affect the changes in demand. A successful advertising will increase demand for a product. It will encourage people to purchase more quantities of the product. And for the population, if the number of people increase, demand for most of the product will increase. If people can live longer, demand for wheelchairs will increase, and if there is a fall in the birth rate, demand for toys will decrease. There are some other things which also affect changes in demand. Firstly, changes in taste and fashion affect changes in demand. For example, if there is a rise in vegetarianism, demand for meat will decrease because people will not eat meat anymore, and if there is a rise in the popularity of fufu, demand for fufu will increase. Secondly, weather conditions affect changes in demand. For instance, hot weather will increase the demand for ice cream and cold weather will decrease the demand for ice cream. Also, special events affect changes in demand. For example, the Olympic Games held in London increased demand for holidays in the UK. I didn't mention all of the factors, but there are also other factors which affect changes in demand except this. So now let's see the effect of changes in demand. Firstly, increase in demand will cause a rise in price and an extension in supply. An extension in supply is a rise in the quantity supplied caused by a rise in the price of the product itself. And decrease in demand will cause a fall in price and a contraction in supply. A contraction in supply means a fall in the quantity supplied caused by a fall in the price of the product itself. If you see this graph, the first graph is showing an increase in demand, so you can see a rise in price and an extension in supply. Also in the second graph, it is showing a decrease in demand, so you may see a fall in price and a contraction in supply. This is my reference, and thank you for listening.